Hey everybody, welcome to Comedy Contest at East End Bistro and Pub. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out. And you definitely come to this place here and go, oh, I'm in a fucking bistro. Okay. So if you're not aware, we're doing a comedy contest tonight where there's going to be, I think there's 9 contestants tonight. And these contestants tonight are competing for the finals next week, where they are going to all compete for floor seats to see Dave Chappelle at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. So that's pretty exciting. So make sure you guys laugh and have a good time tonight. All these comics are doing their best stuff to try and move on to the finals. And I want to introduce our judges for this evening. This is Travis Brown and Cody Ray from the Boogered Up podcast. We need that energy. Please welcome to the stage, Ron Gould.
I'm going to tell you about a drinking game I invented today. I have not hammered out all the rules because the catalyst for it happened around noon. So every time Mitch McConnell has a stroke on TV, you take a shot.
Our next comic on the stage, he's one of the favorites in the city. Put your hands together for Paul Runevitch.
I am so old.
How old are you?
First job I had was a teacher at the Garden of Eden Academy. I taught Adam and Eve nutrition and sex education. Oh yeah, it was great. Until that bastard Satan came along and gave Eve an apple. Then she got embarrassed and covered up her nakedness. She had the best pair of tits I had ever seen. As a matter of fact, they were the first pair of tits I'd ever seen. But then, you know, I had to teach Eve about fellatio. Blowjobs. God, we got a dumb audience tonight. They just got here. They must have been drinking somewhere else. Anyway, so I used the teaching method of watch and don't tell. So I whipped it out. She got ready to work. Oh yeah, she started working. I said, no, Eve, suck, don't blow. Oh, she knows the story, yeah. Were you there too? Then I finished, and she said, what should I do with this? Swallow it? She was a fast learner, I tell you.
Please welcome to the stage, Joe Moose.
So as it turns out, Ancestry.com told me I happen to be 70% Polish. Natch. Anyone who's ever met me within 5 minutes walks away thinking, God, what a stupid fucking Polak. The other 30%, I happen to be 15% German and 15% Jewish. Now, I don't know if there's any history buffs out there, but over the last century or so, that has not been a very melodious combo. But I did discover one thing through that, and that was the reason I love to fart underneath a blanket and put it up over my head. I know this couple, they were vacationing in Canada. The lady was pregnant. She had her kid in Toronto unexpectedly. Baby boy. Came back to the States. I went to visit them. So this is my baby boy, Miles. I said, Miles, your kid was born in Canada. Shouldn't you have named that kid Kilometers instead? I mean, if my girlfriend was black, and I wouldn't name my kid, I got her pregnant, I wouldn't name her Whitey. Name the kid Tanner.
For our next contestant, he's one of my good friends. He's making his triumphant return to the stand-up stage. Welcome, Ryne DiPerna.
I'm a dog lover. You guys like dogs? Everybody like dogs? Yeah, who doesn't like dogs? I think it's a shame. My girlfriend has a pit bull. And pit bulls get discriminated against all the time. You know, like I think recently Lakewood just adopted an ordinance where you were allowed to have one. You know, people like cross the street when there's a pit bull walking down. That's bullshit, you know? I think pit bulls need their own civil rights activists, like a doggy Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Like, I had a dream that one day I would catch that squirrel. And I would bark really funny while I was sleeping, pretending like I was running. And all the humans wouldn't laugh at me. I went to the Indians game the other day, and they had the metal detectors there. And I had a Swiss Army knife in my pocket, and I forgot about it. And, that's fine. They threw it away or whatever. But it made me think, like, that's the standard issue equipment for the Swiss Army? That's kind of weird. The Swiss Army must find themselves in a lot of situations where they have to open up a can that's inside a bottle that's being suspended by a rope that's held up with a Phillips head screw. It's like, who is the Swiss Army fighting? A real autistic guy that enjoys puzzles?
Our next contestant in the second half of this lineup, I do like a random draw. All the contestants are great so far, and I'm very excited for the second half of the show. Put your hands together for the next contestant, Tim Cornett.
I've been on this TikTok. Have you guys been on this TikTok? Yeah. Oh my God, I resisted it for a long time because it's nothing but boobs and butts. But then I'm like, I'm a 42-year-old man. I love boobs and butts. So I'm like, just stop fucking faking. Boobs, heart, butt, heart. But now the TikTok algorithm is like, oh, you love boobs and butts, you must hate women. So it's like, no, I'm not that kind of guy. So now it's like boobs, butts, and then like a fit young man who's like got grandpa opinions, like boobs, butts, like you can either eat pussy or have cryptocurrency. You can't have both. Like, what the fuck? Have you seen these fat supermodels they're mad at? That really makes these guys pissed. Fat supermodels all over there. They're like, what about thin women with large breasts? What are they going to do with all these fat supermodels? Putting them out of work. I'll tell you. I'll tell you where all these thin dime pieces have ended up. Apparently it's been Congress. We have the most fuckable government we've had in years. And it's tearing the country apart. You cannot fix this country's problems with 3 hours a day in the gym. It is not working. Have you seen these people? Like, get at least some fucking ugly and fat people in there. Like, I thought we were supposed to have a representative government, and look at yourselves. Listen, this is a country where we had the Pizza Hut Book It program, and we don't have one fat person answering our questions. I have eaten many pizzas, I have read many books, and nobody asks me shit.
We got like 4 comics left. Our next comic coming to the stage, a very, very funny guy. Please welcome Brandon Petri.
Supporting. I think being supportive is a really important quality. But I think it can also be important to know when to not be supportive. I had to cut off a friend recently because he would describe everything he thought was stupid as gay. And it didn't matter what it was with this guy. Like, the movies we watched were gay. The way I ran was gay. The way I kissed my scoutmaster was gay. Didn't matter with this guy. I mean, how insensitive. Love is love, goddammit. Love is love. I know a lot of people have misconceptions about it. A lot of people have these preconceived notions. See, most people think love is all about impressing the person that you're with. But I'd like to think there's more to it than that, you know? I think it's just as important to impress their friends. Like, I am constantly taking these candid photos of my girlfriend and sending her flowers at work. And whenever I do, her friends are amazed that I'm able to take the time out of every single day just to violate a restraining order. I don't think it'd be that difficult. We've all got our quirks. My mom, she's an occasional drinker, so she says, which means that she only drinks on special occasions, like my first communion or my second trimester, things like that. What I'm getting at is mom's not a role model. Mom's not a role model. And I think the growing disconnect between my mom and I started the last time I walked in on her naked. I was traumatized by the whole thing. And she was furious with me. To this day, I'll never understand why she was so mad at me. How was I supposed to know she worked there?
All right, we got 3 comics left. Please welcome our next comedian, Tim Gill.
I'll tell you the truth. I love sex toys. Anybody like sex toys here?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. What do you guys like? Quickly. What do you like? I think I heard one of you guys.
Vibrators.
Vibrate? You like the vibrator?
Hey, man.
Straight up in that ass. I know what you're talking about. Anybody else? The cock ring thing. All right. Well, let me tell you what my favorite is. It's because I haven't heard it yet. It's the facial strap-on dildo. Anybody familiar with this guy? No, that's not how it works. You strap it to your face, kind of like this. You can have a ball gag on the end, too, if you want to get a little wild. And you can lay back, and your partner can just climb aboard and ride, baby. Anyway, recently found out that it's my 5-year-old son's favorite toy as well. I got a rapid knock at the back door the other night. A lady from down the street. Hardly know her. She's out of breath. She says, "You got to come get your son right now." I said, "Is he hurt?" She said, "No, but he's causing some trouble." So I walk out of the house, down the driveway. I look about 3 houses down. I see about 7 or 8 children. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. They're laughing, joking, carrying on. And as I get closer, I see my son. And he's down on all 4s. And he's got that dildo strapped to his forehead. And he's charging at those other little children like a wild goat. And they're slapping at it. And it's dingling in the wind. It was very picturesque.
We got 2 contestants left. Let's keep things going. Keep that energy up. Please welcome Flem Love.
You guys smoke weed?
Yeah.
Nice. Respect. Nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, I smoke weed. But when I smoke weed though, I like to blow the weed smoke out of my nose, you know? Because A, it looks badass. Yeah. And 4, when I blow the weed smoke out of my nose, I like to think that the smoke turns my boogies into edibles. What? In that movie, they depict what white slavery was like during the Viking days, you know? Yeah. And from that depiction of white slavery, folks, I gotta say, white slavery looked pretty easy. Yeah, that's right. Some would say it looked like a breeze compared to black slavery. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, white slaves had it good, all right? White slaves didn't get whippings or lashings. They just got a finger point and a stern talking to. Yeah, easy breezy. Real easy. Yeah. White slaves also got to listen to Dido in the cornfields. Yeah. What a treat. What a treat. You guys know Dido. You know Dido. The tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Not a bed at all. Morning rain clouds up my window. And I can't see at all. Even if I could, it would all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Now just imagine like a bunch of like grungy looking honkies in a cornfield just like hacking away in unison, you know?
All that talk about like history and slavery reminded me of a joke that I have about how I wish there was like Shark Tank at the beginning of time for like the early inventions. Like I'd love to see people go on there and be like, "Hey sharks, we're gonna get things rolling. That'll make sense in a minute." I give you the wheel, right? Or like, "Hey sharks, you know what's the best? Ripped bread." And they pull out a knife, slice some bread, blow some minds. Or like, hey sharks, how would you like construction equipment and farm equipment that makes its own construction equipment and farm equipment? Yeah. Right? Sharks I give you. No, dude. Fucking domesticated animals. What the fuck? I know, it was a setup is what it was. Told you it works. I told you it fucking worked. Alright, we got our final contestant. Please welcome to the stage, Hannah Belmont.
Guys, a little bit about me. I'm bisexual. In case you couldn't tell by this, I'm a bisexual Jew. Yeah, who booed? Fuck you, Gabe. I'm a bisexual Jew, just like Anne Frank intended. Half in the closet, half in the attic. Am I right, people? I went on a date with my restaurant manager, who's 8 years older than me, because I'm a genius. Manager, I hardly know her. But we went on this date, guys, and he did something new, guys. He came to the date drunk, and then he said the N-word. And you guessed it, he wasn't supposed to. That's not his thing to do. He was very white. He said it, and then immediately after, he looks at me and he goes, "So what's your biggest ick in a guy?" I think you just did it. I mean, I don't know how you get much worse. And then he said, "Mine's astrology." And I was like, are you fucking insane? Like, you can say a racial slur, but I can't call you an Aquarius? That's very Aquarius of you, honestly.
So me and the judges are going to go over here. Also, there's this crazy fucking woolly... look at that thing. It's so fucking... But it's got these like little balls on it. Like these little like... Isn't that thing fucking wild? Can you show it to the camera? So, it is a bug. It's like a caterpillar. It's like a cat. It's like a woolly bear, but it's got all these... It's got dreadlocks. It was tough because you guys were all very funny, so give it up to everybody that you saw tonight. Let's hear it for them. All right, our two winners, please welcome to the stage Tim Gill and Tim Cornett. Next week is the finals, so come check out the finals next week. It's going to be fucking amazing. See you guys next week. Good night. Yeah.